Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Matt. Today we're going to be learning how to change a flat tire. So the first step that you want to do is to release tension on your brake cables so that you can pull the wheel out without your brake pads rubbing on the tire. On these brakes, all you have to do is push in slightly, and then the cable comes out of the side, and then your brakes move out of the way. Okay, so next you want to shift your bike into the smallest cog in the back. This makes it easier for you to get your wheel out and also for you to line up your chain when you're putting your wheel back in. Okay, so the next thing after you shift it into the smallest cog is to release your rear wheel skewer. On this bike it's a quick release, so all you have to do is rotate that. Then you might have to spin it a little bit so that the skewer becomes loose enough, and then pull your derailleur out of the way and your wheel will come right out. So next we're going to actually take the tire off of the rim. So for this you're going to need 2 tire irons. They're otherwise called tire levers. Some people can do this with their hands, but it's a lot of extra work. So what you're going to want to do first is take one tire lever, put it under the bead of the tire, which is the part of the tire that actually kind of hooks onto the inside surface of your wheel. So what you're going to do is get your lever between the tire and the wheel and just kind of rotate it outwards so that it pulls the surface of the tire over the outer surface of the wheel. And then you're going to do this a second time with another lever close by, and then all you have to do is slide the lever around the tire to get it unmounted. And you want to do the same for the other side. And then you can simply pull the tire off the wheel. So one thing a lot of people don't do when they're changing their tires is that they don't check for any thorns or nails or anything. So what you can do, you might not be able to see them, but just kind of run your hands on the inside of the tire around the whole thing and see if you can feel for any sharp objects, because if there's anything that's stuck in there, it'll just puncture right through the new tube and you'll be back to square one. Okay, so next step is you take your new tube and you're going to put it inside the tire itself. One helpful tip is that you might want to inflate it slightly so you're not just so it's not just folding in on itself. Some people put the tube on the rim itself before putting it into the tire, but I prefer putting it into the tire before seating the rim on the tube. You don't want to fold the tube over at all or get it twisted up, or else it might pop when you inflate it. Okay, so now we're going to put the rim back in the tire. And the first thing you want to do is get the valve stem through the rim itself. And then we're going to pull one side of the tire over the rim like this. So one side is going to look like this, pretty normal, and then the other side is still going to have the tire overlapping the wheel itself. So now we have our tire levers again, and we're going to do the same process that we did when we took the tire off, but instead of taking your tire irons like this and pulling, you're actually going to you're going to use it the opposite direction, put it onto the sidewall of the rim itself and kind of pull up so that it forces the tire over the rim. And you take your other tire iron and slide it around, and this is going to force the tire back onto the rim itself. Okay, so we have our tire back on the rim. What we have to do now is inflate it. Let's take your pump, attach it to the valve. If it's a mountain bike, between 30 and 40 psi is good. If it's a road bike, then you're going to look at like 100 to 120. So after you inflated your tire, you're going to want to go around the tire and check for any bubbles coming through the sidewall. And also listen for any audible leaks or hissing sounds, because that means you might have missed the thing that made your tire pop in the first place. And then it'll just go flat again. Okay, so now we're going to put the wheel back in the frame. So if you remember in the beginning, we had shifted down to the smallest gear in the back, which is the hardest one to pedal. So you're going to take the wheel, take the top part of the chain, this part, and align it with the top of that gear so that they mesh. You just pull the derailleur out of the way, and your wheel will slide right back into the dropouts. Then you tighten your quick release and close it, and your wheel is back on your bike. All right, so last thing we got to do is engage the brakes again. On this bike, all I got to do is take your brake cable, seat it back in the brake caliper, and you're all set. And that was how to change the tire. My name is Matt, and we are Bike App. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks.